Thank you, Mr. Secretary.
Thank you.
Under the Department of Human Services, we have Maximus, and I've said it with the Secretary. It's been a poor performing group. Does the administration agree with this?
We think that while there were there was initial difficulty, if you will, and we didn't think the original execution of that contract, was at the level that we had expected. We worked with them, and we believe ultimately managed that contract so that they did provide legitimate return and service as we expected.
So at this point, you feel they're doing a sufficient job?
Yes.
Okay. And do we have any numbers on how many seniors ended up in nursing homes due to the delay of the application process through Maximus?
You've characterized that in a way that I guess I wouldn't agree with, but maybe we'll go back and try to take a look at Maximus's work, and if we can provide additional detail that would be helpful to summarize how that contract translated to service and impacts in the community, maybe we'll try to provide that.
Okay, that would be great. And then switching gears, and I'm talking in a general term here. You have the entire House of Representatives up for an election this year. You've got the governor up for an election this year, and you've got half of the Senate. They're going to come back next year. Is this budget, what's in the budget, setting up a potential deficit for next year with one-time expenditures or anything else that could be in here?
As I have said, while we're proud of the progress that we've made, I've talked earlier or identified what we believe to be more than $3 billion that we've now taken out of that structural budget deficit that we faced. We still have more work to do. We have more work to do in the current fiscal year, and we'll still have work to do in the 1920 fiscal year. Our hope as we begin the deliberations for the 18-19 budget is that we continue to make progress forward, realizing that again, there'll be challenges that will remain, but if we simply continue to make progress, then we believe that we're doing our jobs.
So there is a potential that we could come back to a deficit next year.
I have to be clear that there's still work to be done.
I got the still work to be done. You made it clear multiple times in here that there was a clear definition last year's fiscal code that allowed you to transfer X amount of money, do it your way, and part of it was the farm show lease. I'm trying to be clear right now. Yes or no, is there a potential for there to be a deficit with what's in this budget now for the next fiscal year?
That depends most on the actions that we take when we finally adopt the 18-19 budget for this fiscal year. Our proposed budget includes a severance tax of nearly $50 million.
I got it. I'm a supporter of a severance tax, so...
If we choose some other method to balance this year's budget, then if that method isn't real recurring revenue, then that will be an obligation that will be a one-time revenue source this year.
But that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking what's in your budget proposal, not what is at the end game, what's in there currently.
Our proposed budget, as it's structured now, is not only in balance for the 18-19 fiscal year and the 19-20 fiscal year, but the 5-year fiscal forecast period that our budget proposal includes.
So then the answer is no.
And not only do we hope to not face a budget shortfall in the 19-20 fiscal year, but as the governor points out, it allows us to continue to make what we believe to be increasing significant contributions back into the rainy day fund to even provide, some financial stability for that moment when, a rainy day does occur.
Thank you.